Hello, everyone. HIMASI Podcast is here. My name is Miftah Rizky. I'm a host in this today HIMASI Podcast episode. So, in this episode, I got a guest in here, interesting guest. So, welcome our guest, Nayla.
Hello.
Good morning, Miss Nayla.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm good.
But anyway, it is a total plot twist, you know, because in the previous episodes, I was the guest of the program and you were the host. And I wasn't part of HIMASI yet, not there.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I'm part of it, and I'm taking this program with my hand and my friends. So, Miss Naila, I think you could, introduce yourself to the audience first.
Okay. Hello guys. My name is Nayla Alvia Arifin, and I am a fourth student at English Education Department in Universitas Majalengka.
So, Miss Naila, do you know that why did you invited into this, episode of this podcast?
Oh, I have no idea what we are going to talk.
So, Miss Naila, I think I'm gonna bring something that really important because right now I see that some people they still think learning a second language is not really important for them, and they still see this thing as a foreigner. Because it is uncommon for them to learn a new language, a second language, especially. So I think you are one of the person that competent to talk about this because you also a teacher in English, right?
Yes, I'm scared.
And we need to have like encourage some people to understand about how important to learn a new languages. Okay, so Miss Naila, I want to have some questions for you to tell your experience about your overview about this thing. So at first, can you share with us about how your experience, like why did you, interested in English back then when you started to learn English? What is the thing that made you interested, very interested?
So, the first time I noticed that I am interested in English is when I'm in elementary school.
Hmm?
Back then, mm, I think I was the most, like the most,
Mortis.
uh,
Was smart,
we can call it like that maybe in English
right?
in my class. And my teacher saying that I need to improve my English. And because of her encouragement, I feel like more motivated in learning English. And in junior high school, my teacher asked me to join some kind of
A group.
no competence or competition,
Uh-huh.
not competence. Okay, some kind of fun competition, and I think that also make me trying more harder to learn English. Well, maybe luck is not on my side, and I'm not qualified.
But what kind of competition is that?
It
Was it speech or debate?
it was storytelling.
Storytelling. You're such a good storyteller.
I don't think so.
Literally, so why? So you need to, kind of believe in yourself. Okay. So you were motivated and interested in English because you were, the smartest, one of the smartest kid when you were learning English in school.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I really want to ask more about that. Once you get interested, what was the first thing you do? Did you take courses or any classes, or did you just dive in by your own way, learning by your own way? Is there anything?
Uh, I mostly learn English in my own way. Like I like reading books. I also like watching movies or listening to music. And I think by doing that kind of activity, it really helps me to improve my English because I like to read novels. Yes, I like to read novels, and when I came across a word that I don't really understand,
Hmm?
I will search the meaning of it, the word. And that thing is really helps me to improve.
Okay. So you really like to read.
Yes, I like to read.
When since you started to like to read, was it in junior high school or elementary school?
Mm, I like reading since elementary school.
Elementary school?
Yes, I read some kind of, do you know fan fiction?
I don't know.
Okay, it is like story with a character that made a fiction, and the character is from some another type of fiction. So, for example, fan fiction about Harry Potter. So the character is Harry Potter, and the difference is in the story itself.
Okay, interesting. So and then I would want to ask that right now in Indonesia, I've seen that some people really have low, interesting feeling on reading, and I think I'm one of them. Okay. So do you have any, kind of motivations or uh something that you want to say to people to start reading? Do you have any tips?
My tips, I would say that when you want to read, you have to read something that you like.
Got all.
Yes, you can. Maybe do you have a type of genre that you like?
I do kind of like slice of life.
Slice of life, and you can search a title of books that have slice of life in it, so that you can more engage to the book. Yes, and also I think maybe because you're a male.
Huh?
Yes, I'm not really. I don't really think, and I don't really see much male reader before. So yeah, it is understandable for you to not like reading, and you don't have to push yourself to read. I think when you push yourself to read, it will make the reading itself not fun anymore.
It makes you stressful and
Yeah.
you are, kind of pressed with with yourself to have expectations to read more, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that was interesting. So let's get back to our topic.
Okay.
So Miss Naila, when you started learning English, whether in your school, is it in your own, do you have any did you have any challenges uh, back then when you were trying to learning English?
Uh, I think my most problem
Yeah.
in learning English is when I try to listening.
Listening.
Yes, listening is one of my weakest point in English skill, because sometimes I don't really catch what
The people say.
the people say, and the way to improve that, I read not I read,
Listen.
I watch.
I would.
I watch a lot of YouTube videos in English, and I think that really helps. It really helps me to learn more accent,
Okay.
and also when I watch, it is more fun than learning.
It acts while listening learning.
Yes.
I did the same thing with you that when you're trying to improve your listening, there are some activity that you can do in daily life that if it's fun, it was fun and it not really make you feel, pressure because of the study. Because some people they really kind of, hate it that they are kind of hate when they're studying. So those activity actually really helps you to improve your listening, watch movies, listening to music. You also mentioned before that you are like to listening music, right?
Yes, I
That
do.
those activity really helpful. Okay, so next, uh, so right now you are actually have completed those problems that you're listening. You're trying to watch. You were trying to watch movies, but do you still really have any problems that you cannot really overcome? You have any?
Have any?
You don't think you have any?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm kind of want to consult with you.
Oh,
I think I'm kind of have a problem with grammar.
oh, grammar. Okay.
Not in spoken grammar. For me, spoken grammar is kind of easy to
Okay.
do, but the written grammar is really hard for me. When there are some kind of questions, or in our exercise, for example, there are some sentences with blank word. I'm really confused. What kind of tenses is that is? That is so. Do you have any tips for me to overcome those? To overcome that?
My tip. Uh,
Because I think some people also, when they are trying to learn English, they were stressful with grammar, right?
grammar is nightmare.
It makes them, "Ah, I don't want to learn English. Grammar makes me, crazy, easy, and confused. Do you have any tips?
I think grammar is not really my problem because before learning grammar in English, I learned about grammar in Indonesia. You know, grammar for Indonesia. Because beside reading, I also like writing.
Huh?
And for that, I learned a lot of, some basic Indonesian, the structure, the grammar, and it's not really different from English grammar, but obviously there are some also differences. But I think because of that, it really makes me more interested to learning grammar. So it's not really a burden or a problem when I learn grammar. And also, I think when you want to learn grammar, you have to learn it slowly. You don't have to push yourself. It is not some kind of type of subject that you can learn immediately. You have to learn it time by time slowly and so that you can understand.
So I can see that your tip is like when you're trying to learn a structure of other languages, so you need to have learned about your mother
Yes.
language structure first. For example, you're Indonesians, you need to learn about how Indonesian Bahasa Indonesia structure is.
Yes.
Then you will be kind of easy to understand how other language also structured the way they construct words into sentence and all that way. So we need to learn to master our mother language structure. Interesting. So next, Miss Layla,
Okay.
I want to ask about your daily life. Do you often speak English in your daily life?
Sometimes
Sometimes.
I talk in English when I'm in when I talk to myself. I when I talk to myself, I often use English. I don't know. I think when I'm talking to myself, my English is really good.
Because you have the confidence because it was in your own.
Yes, and also when I'm, do some conversation with my friends or joking with my friends. I think that is the daily life that
Mhm.
I
I also want to highlight that you mentioned talking with yourself.
yeah.
I think that is one of the practice that people can do to improve their English, right?
Yes.
Because some people they kind of scared or anxious, they feel anxious about trying to speak English. So we have some tips that have the tips to do your speaking with your like maybe you can see in the mirror talking with yourself and just feel free. You don't feel any pressure. You do it with yourself on your own. That was one of the practice that I did also when I was trying to improve my English. That was interesting. So next, Miss Nyla, Do you think if we are able to speak English in daily life, are there any cool opportunities or impacts for us or even for people if we were implementing that habit, trying to speak English in daily life?
For the impact of using English in your daily lives, I think it will be really helpful for you in when you go to workplace
The
in
workplace.
workplaces, because some workplaces are required for you to know English, to speak English. And when you are used to talking English, I think it will really help you in workplaces. It is also a must for you to learn English in workplace.
Okay,
That's some of the benefit.
interesting. And also, if I can say, if you are able to speak English in daily life, you can also build relations
Yes,
with not only in your countries but all other countries. Because as we know, English is international language. Most countries probably learn that English in their school, and you can build a relation with a friend relationship or anything with people from other countries. And
right.
I think it is very helpful, right? Okay, so Miss Layla, I think we are going to you know move to last questions.
Okay.
And this is very important for the audience. So, do you have any advices for the people out there who maybe they are not interested in English or they may be kind of struggling when they are trying to learn English? Do you have anything to say for them?
I think I've said it before that English is a must in workplaces. And because of that, you are required to learn English. Yeah, you don't have to really, like really mastering it. At least you know the basic of it. Hmm? And also, it is really beneficial for you, like Nita says before, that English is international language, and you can build your
Relation?
relation using English. There are a lot of platforms that or apps that
Mm-hmm.
provide.
You to improve English or
Mhm. And I think it is not a harm for you to learn another language. You should you should learn English because English. I think English is so fun, guys.
so fine.
Yes, English is fun to when you learn or you understand
Yeah.
English, you you have more path to yes to the future, and I think it is kind of fun to walk in that path. That
I also have uh a proud to myself. Sorry, I didn't mean to anything, but
this also
when when you are able to speak English or even listening to people when you're trying to speak English, it was kind of proud to yourself
yeah
when you're able to do that, because I still see back then when I was in senior high school, there are only 36 people
yeah
that are able to, doing English. So for me, we need to encourage some people right now to learn other languages, learn the second language, whether it is English, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, whatever. But those things are actually really beneficial for us, right? So, Miss Nyla, I think that was all the questions of this podcast I received.
thank you. Oh, thank you.
So, yeah, I think right now we need to push some people, to learn some languages. Not some languages, I mean, a new language.
Yeah.
Because not only relation, also a proud and also a path to the future. Also, it improve your cognitive, right?
Yeah.
The brain cognitive, to train your brain. And there are some more beneficial that you can find when you are trying to learn a new language. So, Miss Laila, thank you to attend to this podcast.
Thank you
HIMASI
for
podcast.
inviting me to you. to everyone that's watching this also.
Right. So, Miss Ayla, real talk, no cap, Himasi podcast.
Woo. Okay.